The accuracy component, just to try to put it in perspective, think of you shooting a free throw from the free throw line. The accuracy needed on a snatch is like shooting a free throw into a golf hole.
That was like Laurel Hubbard shooting for a women's Olympic weightlifting medal, only to leave the sport the same way he came. Just say that the lift is more technical. Then say that getting certified to teach this technical lift to CrossFitters is like Laurel Hubbard shooting into a urinal. And now for the clip you've all been waiting for.
First window is underway. 2 minutes for a 200-meter run. 400-meter run, pardon me, and then max jerks.
Doing as many reps as possible of a lift isn't the max. It says max rep at the top of the screen, but that still hasn't been corrected on the official games page. Don't CrossFitters hear about AMRAPs during the Level 1 certification course? It makes you wonder what kind of smooth brains they have running that thing. Now you don't have to wonder. Let's hear more from him now.
Doesn't sound very good on the broadcast, but I think he got Chase Ingram confused with Sean Woodland, and it doesn't appear like this guy very much is a fan of Chase Ingram. You'll see more of that in a second.
The problem with lactic acid buildup is it starts to slow down those fast twitch muscle fibers if the long twitch ones can't take them out. And so
when he referred to muscle fibers as long twitch, he might have meant slow twitch. I call them Chase Ingram twitch muscle fibers, and everybody knows what I mean.
There it is. And again, I'm going to try to tell him that if you were sitting in the broadcast booth, you might mess up a fucking couple of words too, freaking Elg. Give Chase a break. What's your problem with Chase?
Also, it's a myth that muscle fatigue is caused by lactic acid buildup, which he'd know if his skull didn't have so much water buildup.
God damn it, Elg. You're right again. I cannot fucking stand when people try to say, it's a lactic acid buildup. It's not a lactic acid buildup. Lactate is actually something that is going to be able to be utilized by the muscle as a fuel at certain points. And it's actually one of my biggest pet peeves when people are like, I can't do this anymore. The lactic acid is built up in my arms and legs don't work. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Efficiency on the dip is Gabby Magawa's all over the place. So he's going to swing the feet and use that backswing as momentum to help lock it out. It's a little different kip. This is more, I mean, if you wanted to call it a glide kip like we would see on a bar.
I guess he can. All kips are bad.
Well, I wasn't a fan of the glide kip that they were using, which I don't really know if you would call that a glide kip. It's kind of just a backwards kip. I didn't like that very much. The time under tension made the workout harder for those athletes in particular. Hey, look at this hero. Hey, little girl. Go! Hey, yeah. This guy doesn't like kipping in general. He doesn't understand kipping. He doesn't understand its practicality. And whenever he starts talking about his hatred of kipping, I think that he's just speaking to his audience, which is way larger than our audience. So again, I don't hold it against him. But if he actually means it, then he just doesn't understand.
The challenge for the judges is the hair blocking that white line. Now, Sigurdardottir got a no rep for that. You can see she's definitely short.
In Heat 1, those didn't count. She thought she looked good, but the judge lowered her score like Kevin Samuels. These did count. With the bad camera angles and different judging criteria and hairstyles, this was a huge mess. If there's ever another event like this, competitors should buy extensions. It might help them finesse some reps in close cases.
Now, I heard somewhere that there had to be some sort of tidiness with the hair in relation to the standard because it did make it hard for the judges to see. He brings up in a clip earlier that maybe there should have been a bell there, like 1 ring for yes, 0 rings for no, as far as getting yourself deep enough on those handstand push-ups. When you were looking at it from the view that apparently is dead on, it's possible the camera is up a little bit looking down at the level of the CrossFit Games with the level 4 certified coaches and the red shirt people who go to the level 1 seminar and are informing everyone in the world on how to do movements. I look at this here, and a couple of those appear to be really bad, and I still haven't had time to go back and look at this entire event, but I have heard that this athlete in particular, Sol, is about as bad as they were getting, where some reps were good and some reps were bad. But again, it's hard to tell because the hair is right there, and we don't know where the camera's coming from, so you gotta refer to the judge who's right there looking at her.
The first rep, so you don't have to catch it in a power position and squat isolated.
Heinrich Happelainen just got buried by that barbell.
Based on his current path, his power position is grounded. To top it off, he failed to slide the bar over his stomach like Lizzo on a roller coaster.
And George are stepping up to the deadlift.
This is such a wide shot that I almost missed that imbecile dumping the bar and running away. With all its money, CrossFit recorded that ding-dong ditch worse than a ring cam.
See, this one you're wrong about, because while you might not like the camera angle, everyone wants to see all the athletes. And this is actually something I know that they were working on over the course of the weekend, which is to be able to see more of the athletes all at once. And you, Elge, are the one who wanted to zoom in and get a shitty, grainier view of it. So this one, you missed on, because you don't know what's going on over there. And I do.
Another year, another games, where Adams gets no rep into oblivion and has to stare at the floor. When it comes to lift attempts, the kid's been missing so long that there should be an Amber Alert.
I don't think it's exclusively from him making these videos that he'll see Haley Adams not hitting lifts year after year, and it's very odd to me that somebody who just makes sarcastic videos about the CrossFit Games picks up on the fact that Haley Adams hasn't gotten any stronger year after year, and everyone talks about how she's gotten stronger. Oh, just wait until you see her at the games this year, and this is a 215-pound barbell. An elite female athlete at the CrossFit Games who's in the contention for the podium, who has been known to have the weakness of strength, and it's being picked up upon by a sarcastic YouTube maker. God, that just pisses me off. Haley Adams, go freaking pick up a barbell. Stop doing freaking Metcons. Figure it out. I think that you're my second favorite CrossFit athlete, and it pisses me off that you can't freaking pick that barbell up. Go have like 10,000 calories a day and only squat. Go mad. Gallon of milk a day, and back squats, 5x5, 100, German volume training. Do something different. No more Metcons for you, Haley Adams.
CrossFit's new games director didn't program the events as recklessly as his predecessor would have, but sustaining bodily harm, like bad form, is the norm in competitive exercise. The Will Smith and Chris Rock incident this year taught us that you shouldn't get hurt over a joke, unless the joke is that you do CrossFit, in which case getting hurt is the point.
Zero!
In the end right there, Elge does indeed pick up on the fact that he didn't have much content to make this video on, and that's why maybe he shows Choi over and over and over again falling over the bike, and he's showing some stuff from random camera views because he doesn't have much to talk about, much to show, and he's actually talking about the announcers. And I did bring up the Haley Adams thing right at the end there, where I think that this guy might actually be a fan of CrossFit, understandably making videos that are going to get a lot of views for him. And I did have a span in there where I probably agreed with maybe 5 or 6 consecutive sentiments that this guy made, but there are parts in there where he does seem to be getting a little bit bitchy, if you ask me. And maybe I'm the wrong one to be making this video, because I also understand that I make videos that I want to get clicks on, have more views, have more people listening to what I have to say. But the biggest thing that I don't like that he does is he picks up upon the people getting hurt, falling off the bike. Last year where Brooke Wells breaks her elbow, snaps her elbow.
And now for the clip you've all been waiting for.
Now Wells, in her last one, missed the first one out front.
Hey. Uh-oh. Nope. And Brooke Wells is going to be tended to by the medical team here.
Shooting a ball in a hole, you mean shooting pain up her arm? A lot of people got upset at anybody who reposted this footage, but let's get one thing straight. Unlike her elbow. Most of us didn't have a problem with the videos and memes of Conor McGregor's leg snap not long ago. If you're okay with a video of him sustaining an MMA injury, then you should be okay with a video of Brooke Wells essentially getting armbarred. She might have lost a funny bone, but some of you never had one. The medical team is so desensitized to CrossFitters dropping barbells on themselves that it took them a while to respond, but one of them eventually moved the arm back into place and put Humpty Dump Truck back together again. Notably, she started wearing a compression sleeve that day, but she attempted the weight anyway. I guess there's no reason to hit the brakes when you can always try out for the adaptive division. Injuries are part of sports, but moronic injuries are part of pseudo-sports that call for maxing out on a technical lift after 11 events with short rest times and weights that you can't choose. The most Olympic thing about this farce is the fact that she's using her platform to cry for attention with a dramatically bent joint. The only reason to watch the CrossFit Games instead of the Olympics is that you probably won't see self-absorbed athletes acting stunning and brave, just impact-absorbing clowns getting stunned and caved. An unusually high number of CrossFitters, some of whom were lucky enough not to be on camera, withdrew from the Games this year due to injuries, but CrossFitters are still going to program and attempt these circus acts. CrossFit is not only a bargain bin version of Olympic sports, but a more dangerous variant that spreads across the globe.
He makes a lot of coverage on that. And sure, go watch the entire thing all the way through. And I know as I was watching it yesterday night, I was kind of getting heated about the fluidity in which he kind of started to pound upon CrossFit. And people will say that I am the negative one. Andrew Hiller, you're so fucking negative. Well, go watch that one and maybe it'll give you a little bit of perspective, because while I did agree with a handful of the things that he had to say, I think that I chopped it up to the point where I cut out some of the stuff that either I couldn't speak upon or I just couldn't bear to talk about. And when you watch it all the way through, you'll see, at least I think you'll see a difference between the things that I put out and this video by Elg. What do you think about the whole thing? Andrew Hiller out.